I'm out here in my shop today and I'm going to address something that I've only kind of just started dabbling in, and that is cracking cases of graded cards. Now, whether you are looking to cross over or regrade, it can be a pretty touchy subject for a lot of folks. I don't care a whole lot personally, but there's nuances and everything to go into, and again, some people have some pretty strong feelings on it. Now, that being said, I've done it a couple times here recently, a couple of times successfully, never unsuccessfully, but I have had a couple of washes. Again, I got a couple of grade bumps. I cleaned a card that I missed. Didn't alter it, but I did clean it. If you are an SGC guy and you want to get the PSA graded card over into a tux, that type of stuff makes sense. It's your money, your collection. Again, I've got 3 cards here. 1, 2, 3. There's 2 SGC slabs, 1 PSA. These cards are not mine, but a friend of mine who sends me cards to prep and send in with my submissions. He trusts me. I've cracked a number of them for him. In some previous videos, you can see the results of some of those crossovers or regrades, but here's 3 more. And I decided to go ahead and take the opportunity and actually show you how I crack these cases. Recently, I watched Ty on Chasing Cardboard. He cracked a 52 mantle, and in a way that I'd never seen before. He basically took diagonal cutters. Let's set these down here. Diagonal cutters right there, nice sharp cut, and it'll split it. Seemed like it worked pretty well for him. He actually ruined one as he was testing, but then the 52 mantle came out just fine. But I have a different way, and it may, actually I know it won't work for everybody, but it's the way I've been doing it, and so I figured I'd throw it out there for everyone to just kind of see, maybe use for themselves. Again, one of the main reasons it's not for everyone is because I can't imagine that everyone out there has a vice. I'm out here in a shop. I've got a decent amount of tools myself, and so what I actually use is, again, I'll put this card in a vise, and then the tools that I will break out are 2 sizes of chisels, a hammer, sometimes that hammer, depending on what I feel like, and I'm gonna get a better one, but for prop purposes, my son's little toy hacksaw. But so those are what I use. Kind of without further ado, we're going to do the PSA one. The PSA ones are a little harder. Whether you're a fan of their case or not, the big thing about them is they don't really have anything exposed on the edge to kind of get in there and pry like the SGC slabs do. We'll get to that later. They're a smaller case, fairly well sealed. Again, they're the oldest slab on the market, and so there are plenty of criticisms on the design, but they've lasted for a while. So what I like to do is take the card, I turn it upside down, and basically give myself a cut line, and I'll put it in the vise, and basically right below the label, kind of clamp it nice and hard so it stays there. Then, with a real hacksaw, you can basically set it right on there, and that's kind of your guide. It'd be nice and below the card. You won't get up into it, but just kind of take it, hold it, just kind of steady it. And hopefully that's a good shot right there. Now, if you look at this, it is pretty, kind of rough up there, and so we're going to need to be careful, but it's a nice clean cut away from the card. Then, if you want to save the label, there it is. Then flip the card, clamp it down towards the bottom, and I like the small chisel. You can do this with one chisel. I have a couple sizes, but you take the small chisel, and point it out. So start up here and pointing it out away from the card. Just kind of tap, tap, tap. Out away from the card. And that'll get the seal to split. Looks safe. And at that point, we're kind of done with the vise. So at this point, I've moved away from the vise, and we will go at the PSA one first. So again, we've kind of started the crack, and here is where I like the bigger chisel, but you got to kind of get it in there, and you really do just kind of pry it up like that. And once you get it to a certain point, you can have it. Card comes right out. Got a thumbprint on it. But there it is. So we'll re-clean this one up. It's a chrome hollow actually card, and I got a thumbprint on it, but card is safe. All right, so these SGC cards are a little bit different than the PSA. Again, there's kind of a groove all the way around, and a lot of guys out there, criticize this design. They say it's kind of flimsy or whatever, but again, I'm not here to criticize design. I'm just saying here's how to crack it. So you've got the groove all the way around. Oops. Same thing. We're going to kind of clamp the bottom, chisel, mallet, top aimed out, and you kind of give it a little score. And the thing with these SGC plastic is it is brittle. So these can be super hard to kind of get started. And I'm actually, I'll take this, I'll kind of give a pause here. Now I've kind of chipped off the back here. That's why I'm starting up top, but this will most likely happen. And again, you're just going to kind of keep tapping around until you can get it to split. Actually, I'll start back here. Use a bigger chisel, see if we get any better results. You can kind of hear it cracking. And there it is. See, at this point, now you can actually get your chisel in there, and oops, there we go. And it's going to start popping. So I'm going to stop right there. We're going to change a little bit, but there is what you're looking for. Pretty easy. So there is that one. Now, and the same thing with the SGC slab. And again, this one, once you get the SGCs started, they actually pop off really easily. And there it is. So those two cards, two optic silver hollow T-laws, successfully extracted. Both T-Law silver hollows, as well as the mosaic pink camo prism shown at the beginning, all came back SGC 8.5s. You can see that reveal video in one of the links below.